Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Birthright here as we wrap up the Zangi Valley domains with a look at the most important source holder, and that is the Swan Mage, the enigmatic Swan Mage. So, is actually lawful good and available for play, surprisingly, given this mysterious and rather powerful figure. So, surprisingly, again, you see a lot of these more recent reviews and stuff were generally like NPCs. So, although the Baron has outlawed true magic in Kozlovny, the powerful sorceress Maria Niverny, the Swan Mage, controls much of the land's potent magic. Her domain centers around the Swanwood in north-central Kozlovny. Again, see our video on Kozlovny as well. So, sources there, pretty good stuff. Several twos, some ones, but that more important one, the Swanwood, which is really unsettled except for her, has a massive 7, and that is certainly powerful. Everything in Kozlovny, nothing stretching further. Quite a bit of regency accumulated there for a mage, right? 16 and 30. Minimal treasury, which is the common thing there for wizards, but they can make their money in different ways. She doesn't earn anything, but again, could be called upon by someone to perform magic and charge for that. So, or also just go adventuring and accumulate wealth and sort of convert it to gold bars. Now, here's again the surprising part, that they would let this be like a PC controlled realm. So again, she's a level 16 wizard, very big bloodline, and also lawful good. The most powerful Lost Mage, period. Also numbers among the most skillful in all Cerealia. Yeah, level 16 wizard. And just for reference, right, I think if we go back and remember correctly, the Gorgon, in addition to a fighter, is like either level 16 or 18 wizard. Can't remember off the top of my head, but right, just for power scaling purposes, so you can get an idea. She learned her art from the Kanasi wizard El Harif, once the court mage of the lost city-state of Medici. She appears as a slight girl of no more than 16, but she's actually more than 70 now, so again, kind of hiding her age there. Standing aloof from the affairs of Kozlovny, the Swan Mage works to protect the natural resources of her domain from the hand of man. Several years ago, she had to use powerful sorcery to defend the Swanwood from the Baron's hunting party. One of the regent's friends died as a result, and he has never forgiven her for that slight. Other wizards, though, in the Zangi Valley, and then we'll come back to her. So we have Eileen in Inishir, the Elven realm there, right? So 12 holdings, or 12 levels there. The Emir of Messir in the Black Spear tribes, quite a bit there at 18, and 2 in Messir. Finn in Inishir, Neov in Inishir, again 18, massive there. And then also the Overlord of the Black Spear tribes, the El Shegul, 12 as well there, so quite a bit. But yeah, so they don't give us much more than that, but presumably maybe taking the name after the Swanwood and then becoming the Swan Mage. But it would be interesting, and again, it's kind of left to us, or left to the DM really, to really fill some things out there and to expand upon that. But taking on such a powerful character, right, certainly will have, since you're taking on such a high level regent, and right, and typically as a player character, right, we're not leveling from 1 here, we're just starting as a level 16 character, so we should have access to all kinds of powerful gear and things like that, even though Birthright's generally a low magic setting, should be quite a bit there. But then also, given the skill level here, certainly would have access to whatever realm spells that she would want. So again, just another massive power spike there. And just, whatever, now if we create like a true like 5th or 16th level character as a wizard with like 5th ed options and stuff like that, if we're going that route, while still maybe taking some of the Birthright flavor of the wizard kit here, the true mage, in other words, there's a lot of potential there for just a super strong character. Now, unlike a lot of realms where the wizard is maybe like kind of working for the court, obviously there's no like positive connection here, right? There's really no love lost between her and the ruler, so really gaining any kind of allies or diplomacy or anything like that's going to be very difficult. And it would be kind of a different style of campaign, so would be very difficult to again like start making sort of diplomatic or other connections, and if other players were part of the campaign as just maybe like lieutenants and allies. Typically, again, the wizard wouldn't have that, so just be an interesting setup. A little bit, again, atypical there, but certainly I think the maybe the fame and power would certainly draw at least like business towards your way, as far as maybe forging some ties, even if it's not with the ruler of your own country. So that being said, plenty of potential for adventure as well. You could do a campaign leading up to maybe like the earlier years of this character as they were growing into their power levels and how they came to then be the quote-unquote Swan Mage. So lots of potential there, but again, just absolutely on the upper end of power levels for wizards in the whole setting, right? In the whole setting. So let us know, guys, if you had actually ever heard of this realm and looked at it in any of your campaigns. Again, not everybody always had all the expansions, right, and set up campaigns. A lot of it was mainly just the core box with the Anna setting, and certainly that's grounds for like almost endless adventures and campaigns. But there is something pretty cool here about, again, all these Canasi realms, and just something a little different, even within Birthright, which already has so much to offer. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you've tested out the Swan Mage, or what you would do with the character and the realm. Let us know. Like and subscribe. We'll have more Birthright for you soon. And if you want to support the channel, please consider showing some love on Patreon for us. All the subs there really help keep the channel going and let us bring you guys more and more content. Thanks for watching.